Hi, and welcome to Naturally Case in Point, and I'm your talk show host, Miss Nat. On today, my co-host, Miss Nicole, is out in the field, so to speak, gathering subject matter for future topics that people would really like to hear about, so bear with us as we grow. On today, Naturally Case in Point is a talk forum that deals with naturally will always be you. Case in point will always be any and everything or anybody that tries to rise up against you or just things that you have to deal with on a daily basis. And so, with that being said, we're going to cut into a hardcore topic here on today. First time out, we're going to talk about drugs. Yes, you and drugs. And we're not talking to the hardcore on the street everyday person who you would think does drugs. We're talking to those silent soldiers who continue to march with their marching orders, and they are addicts. They're everyday addicts. But let me tell you something, people. Just because you're an addict, it doesn't mean that there's not a function every day. These are not the addicts that are out washing your car and looking for spare change. These are the addicts that are probably drawing your blood, fixing your coffee, driving your school bus, driving your Uber, your favorite cashier, your favorite waitress. Yes, those are the silent soldiers here that every day, their purpose is to continue to function with the addiction. And a lot of us do it quite well. Let me tell you something. What I found out is that there's some worth to everybody. I don't care if you're in a drug induced state or you're as sober as the judge, or as like they used to say in the old day, clean as the board of health. You have some type of worth to you. The problem is here on today, drugs have become so prevalent, so easily to talk about, so easy to access, and so easy to do that you as a people have been dummied down in your internal senses that you're smart, you're educated, you're affluent, you're everything a beautiful person could be. You're still beautiful. Just because you're doing drugs, it doesn't stop it. It just means that drugs kind of take over in different places and you don't look so good there. You know, you're not doing so good there. But there's worth to everybody. Everyone has worth. I'd like to share with you a poem from a drug addict's perspective, point of view, because, like I said, they're everyday people and they try hard. They try hard. And I'm pretty sure if you're listening to this, you are probably the same way. You probably live with someone like that, or you probably know someone up close and personal like that. It doesn't make them a bad person, okay? It just says that we need some help naturally. Okay, this soldier is called the drug soldier. We're all born to this life to complete a mission, but what it's really called is life's position. We're all posted at different stations during our lifespan, and this is where the conflict of interest comes to our human race called man. We neglect our station, show up late, or leave our post. That's where the problem starts for most. The enemy comes in and takes control. Drugs and alcohol, too, they take their toll. So we're outnumbered, surrounded, afraid, and confused. Now it comes to mind, I must make a move. Go forward unarmed or retreat and regroup. A heavy decision for most soldiers in this troop. We go back exhausted, tired, and ashamed, knowing we only have ourselves to blame. As soldiers, we know that we're honor bound to go the length, so we gather our gear of courage and strength. We go back to the gate, ready, standing proud and tall, but the next time we leave the gate will be for the sake of the call. Ladies and gentlemen, every day, if you're struggling with any kind of, or challenged with any kind of addiction, every day is the sake of the call. Every day, so-called addicts or alcoholics, a lot of times they don't wake up to say, wow, I think I'm going to get high or drunk today. That's not how that really works, okay? Sometimes you can tell yourself, I'm going to be sober as the judge today. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to eat, get my rest, kick back, watch some TV, talk on the phone. Out the window. You can get a phone call or something can happen and it just alters your state of mind. And you know why? Because you have not had a made up mind. Let me tell you, if you're struggling or challenged with anything, the only way to get through it is a made up mind. There's no meeting, there's no pills, there are no other outside influences that can keep you with a made up mind. This comes from you, to you, by you, through you, for you. It is you. It's always you, and it's naturally you. Now, some people may need a class, some people may need to go to sessions, but for the most of us, I'm going to say the most of us, if we stop and think, or if we get with like mind people and tell ourselves, I can do this. Sometimes you just have to draw a line in the sand, and I'm going to talk about that a little later. But I'm saying that if you want to stop, you can. Anything. My aha moment when I was in my alcohol was I went to a meeting, and we were to address ourselves as being alcoholics. Well, I did it because I was there for the first time and I didn't know how that worked. So, of course, I stood there and, I said who I was, and I said I was alcoholic. I thought that was kind of off, but anyway, as the session went on, there was a lady behind me who had been there 10 years, showing off all her chips and still calling herself an alcoholic. Oh no, that didn't work for me. No, I'm not saying I am alcoholic, because what I have learned, and my senses are not dummied down here, and I want to share this with you. Whatever you attach to I am, people, that is what you shall have, or that is what you shall do. Given an instance, I am going to this club. You go. You get dressed that night, you make preparations, and you go. I'm going to have a cup of coffee. Go get a cup of coffee. Everything you attach to I am, that is what you do or what you are. And so with that being said, I couldn't sit in an AA meeting for not another 3 days, 3 months, 3 hours. No, I couldn't sit there and actually tell myself that and tell people that. Then what really was the clincher, when I found out at the end of the meeting, when they were closing, they were saying, well, you know what? You're always going to be an alcoholic. That did it for me. That did it. How are you going to tell me what I'm going to always be? And I'm sitting here fighting to make this change. See, this is what I'm saying. Society will dummy you up if you let them. Everything ain't for everybody, and AA just wasn't for me. Now, if you need AA, by all means, seek it, do it, find it. But for me, to go every day and tell people I'm an alcoholic, nope, not going to do that. And then I started working on myself, because aha moment right there was when I got there. The other half of those meetings, I don't know if anybody ever tells you, but from my perspective, there were a lot of people in there worse off than I was. I was so glad to get out of there and go get a drink. I'm not lying. I kid you not. And I know a lot of people leave there and drink. They just not going to tell you, but I'm here to tell you the truth. I left there and I said, yeah, my situation ain't half as bad as homegirl, so I'm going to go get a drink. I went and got a drink. I got a little one, and I jocked myself. I said, look, if you can't stop drinking just like that, you can't do an Amy Winehouse, because you'll end up dead, and that is not the result you're looking for. Bless her heart, poor Amy. So when you want to stop, you jock yourself little by little. What I did, I got a little snort, went home, and I told myself, this is going to be it for you for tonight. You're going to have to learn how to just slow down. Instead of buying that big gallon fifth, you trying to finish by yourself, you buy that little one and be happy. And let me tell you something, folks. It's the talks you have with yourself. It's the talks that you believe in yourself that gets you through it. Now, did I fall? Yeah, I fell. I'm not gonna lie, I fell. But I fell to them little bitty shots. And then eventually I just didn't want it no more. I'm not saying I don't drink no more, but I only drink socially. I don't drink because somebody done pissed me off. Oh man, I gotta do it. No, those days of drinking like that, I'm happy to say I've learned. And you can too. But you have to have a made up mind about the things that you want for you. You cannot think that there's a meeting for you or there's a place. Even if you go to a meeting, initially everything is going to start within you. It's to you, for you, through you, by you. And when your doctor writes you a prescription, that's another form of drugs. Especially now with the opioid addiction. And you can't get opioids without a written prescription, I don't think. So, hey, come on now here, do some thinking. Do some serious thinking on your own behalf. I like to say that a lot of us owe it to ourselves because you are geniuses in your own right. You are a genius. Some of you are very articulate. Some of you are very handy, crafty. You're just good at whatever it is you do. You're good at it. And you know you're good at it. But drugs and society and things have put you in a state of mind where you just can't see over the top of anything. But I'm here to tell you on today, yes, you can. Yes, you can. The power is always rested in you. It is you. And case in point, that calm inner peace, find it. Stay with it. And you might fall off. You might straddle the fence a little bit. But let me tell you something. With a made up mind, you'll either go over the fence or you'll stay there. You either make up your mind, I'm going to keep doing drugs, or you make up your mind, eventually one day I'm going to stop. And these are the measures that I'm going to take to stop. Whatever measures are good for you, find them and do them. It was nice talking to you today on Naturally Case in Point, and you have a wonderful day naturally. See you next time.